The MacBook Air is one of the most recognizable laptops in the world, but with Apple's second round designing its own processors, the company has redesigned the notebook, moving from the iconic wedge design to a thinner, flatter device than before. At $1,199 to start, the redesigned M2 version of the Air is more expensive than usual. Rather than starting at $999, the entry-level model with the old design will retain that spot in Apple's lineup. Those who spend the extra money for the latest MacBook Air will get a new 13.6-inch display with a 1080p camera, a keyboard with full-height function keys, the excellent MagSafe 3 connector, and, of course, the latest in Apple Silicon. It may be a lot of money, but for those who have it, you are getting a truly new machine. Design: the MacBook Air is razor-thin. At 0.44 inches, it's remarkably small, and yet still very solid. It also happens to be the first MacBook Air specifically built around Apple Silicon. The first MacBook Air with M1 retained the shape from the Intel-based model before it, but that's no more. With this new design, Apple is declaring its most popular laptop's independence, going so far as to move from the trademark wedge design that Steve Jobs first pulled out of a manila envelope and replacing it with a flat top and rounded edges reminiscent of the 14-inch and 16-inch MacBook Pro, as well as recent iPad. It's a stark change, but one that I'm down with. That's partially because I own a 14-inch MacBook Pro and have gotten pretty used to it, but also because despite being iconic, everything needs a good redesign once in a while. Those coming from older MacBook Airs will feel like they're getting a real update. It's a very welcome addition that I've missed. It's on the Air's left flank alongside two USB Type-C ports that support USB 4 and Thunder. The right side has just the lone 3.5mm headphone jack. Productivity performance. Apple's new M2 system on a chip is based on a 5nm process. The M2 includes an 8-core CPU and 10-core GPU, as well as a 16-core neural engine. Like the M1 before it, this ARM-based design is powerful and efficient. In our review unit, Apple combined the processor with 16GB of unified RAM, added 1TB of storage. The M2 debuted in the MacBook Pro, but this has been our first chance to test it. Here, I'm comparing it to the M1 in the 2020 13-inch MacBook Pro, as well as a Lenovo Yoga 9i with Intel Core i7 1260p and Asus ZenBook S13 OLED with an AMD Ryzen 7 6800U. In my own usage, I found the M2 to be plenty fast, though I mostly used it for low-impact workloads like writing, browsing the web, and paying some bills. Gaming and graphics. The typical belief among enthusiasts is that you wouldn't play games on a Mac. The reality is a little murkier. No, Apple's laptops don't have the same vast library you can get on PC, but several launchers like Steam and Epic Games are available, not to mention what you can get in the App Store or with the Apple Arcade subscription service. The M2 is capable of those phone titles or light fare on Apple Arcade. The M1 could handle those, and the M2 is even more capable. But we also know even more intense games are coming to the Mac. Resident Evil Village was announced for the platform at WWDC this year, so to push the 10-core GPU, I took the Air for a spin with one of our go-to benchmarks, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Here, we ran it at 1920x1200 with TAA anti-aliasing and the lowest display. Apple classifies its 13.6-inch display on the MacBook Air as Liquid Retina, but for you that largely means it has a 2560x1664 resolution with a 60Hz refresh rate. Now, yes, there's a notch in the screen, which you may be familiar with if you read our review of the 16-inch MacBook Pro. That divot holds the camera housing, and it dips into the macOS menu bar. In reality, you're getting extra space, because you still get a 16:10 aspect ratio below the menu bar, but to some, the notch is jarring, especially when you're not in dark mode. It basically goes away when you watch video, which typically doesn't take up the whole screen. Some free apps like Top Notch black out the menu bar to attempt to hide it. Thank you for watching this video till the end. Keep watching and stay with us subscribing to this channel. Have a great day.